Hey everyone! Thanks so much for coming to watch this video. I'm going to show you how to make this fidget spinner ring. This one is actually pretty easy, but if you don't even have a fidget spinner, I'm going to show you how to make your own DIY fidget spinner ring. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a ring out of this fidget spinner. Now these things are pretty cool and they spin so fast, and I just thought, I wonder what it'd be like to have this on your hand all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but if you ever wanted to put it on your hand just so you didn't have to hold it, it would always be there for you to use it. So before you even start taking off your finger pads, make sure that you do have some sort of ring. I'm using a ring pop plastic ring and it works out just fine. So then I popped off the finger pads and I'm just checking this out without the little finger pads there. It's super cool to see the bearings all like that. Alright, and I have my ring ready and we're just going to check this out. So this is just resting on it right now and I'm just checking out how it's going to look. And you can see how the ring, like the little stem of the ring pop, is a little bit too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to trim that. Now this isn't necessary, of course. I ended up using pliers like so, and then I actually had to make it narrower. So I ended up using a knife and sort of like sawing it down. I don't necessarily recommend it. You can just even glue it and put the fidget spinner on without having to put the finger pad back on. But if you do want to, get involved with narrowing down the ring pop stem so you can put the finger pad back on, that's good too. Just make sure that you had adult supervision. So while I was chatting away about narrowing the stem down, the video clip where I had the glue on the stem was shown, and so now I put it on this. So you want to put the glue all the way around the stem and on the base. Obviously just make sure it's a teeny tiny ring on the base because you just want the middle part of the bearing, so the inner circle of your fidget to stick. So it's sticking quite well and I'm happy so far with how it's looking, and we're pretty much done. So we're only one step away from being totally complete our fidget ringer spin. So this is the last step. So you're just going to take your finger pad, and I use the one with like the wider loop, not the little skinny cylinder part, and it fit right in there perfectly, and you officially have a fidget spinner ring. Well, let me know what you think of this idea and whether it's something you guys would actually do. It might seem crazy, but at the same time it might seem totally convenient. So, I don't know. And of course, if glue gun doesn't work, there's always super glue, and I'm sure there's other methods out there that work totally awesome to keep this on your ring. And again, you can get creative with whatever ring that you decide to use. I just had one of these available, and it worked perfectly with the little stem. Alright, so if you just think that's a totally crazy idea or you don't even have a fidget spinner, here is how you make your own. So I am using bottle caps from water bottles, but of course pop bottle caps will do as well. And I have 3 little pennies, and the reason for that is just to add weight so it spins faster. So I am using my very well used glue gun here, if you can see how dirty that looks. And I'm going to glue gun the pennies on. This is all very simple. And again, if you don't have glue gun, you can use super glue, or I'm sure even white glue would work as well. So you're going to glue all those all together. Alright, once that's taken care of, you're going to take your 4th bottle cap, and this is going to be the center of your fidget. And what we're going to try to do here is create a hole to put it on your ring. So I'm just showing you, yes, like that. So what I like to use is my glue gun. And some glue guns have a little rubber protective piece on the tip, and you can always take that off if you want to try this technique. If not, you can go straight to maybe the X-Acto knife, because that works really well, or just anything. Just make sure that you're super careful, right? Or even a hole punch. I don't know if that would work, but just an idea. So I'm just melting a hole here, and I'm going to move on to also using my X-Acto knife just to clear away the excess melted plastic. Alright, so scraping away the excess plastic and always being super careful when using an X-Acto knife. These things are so sharp, so the plastic is coming off quite nicely. You want to try your best to make this as circular as possible so that it spins quite, evenly. And obviously right there I'm just showing you that you want to make sure that your hole is big enough to fit on the ring. So I'm just trying it out, and now I'm trimming just a little bit more, just to make sure that it fits my ring. And you don't want to do it too much. You don't want to have a huge space between, you know, your ring and the stem either, so it might wobble around a bit more. Okay, so now we're going to glue all the bottle caps together, and you want to try your best to ensure that they're all spaced evenly. So you have 3 bottle caps, and you want to try to sort of envision this having 3 points, so kind of like a Y. And this is important because your fidget spinner is going to spin faster if everything is more even. Okay, so just make sure that you wait until it's dry and then test it out on your ring, and if you're happy with how it spins so far, we can move on to the glitter part. So I am using Mod Podge with my glitter, and you're welcome to obviously use white glue or whatever you have. And have some fun with it, you guys. So I decided to use 4 colors, and I was able to do 3 of them all at once without having to wait, you know, until all the Mod Podge dried. So I just held on to one of the bottle caps the whole time, and I did silver glitter for the middle, as you can see. So I just did the inside first, and then I moved on to the outside of the bottle cap, and then the top or the bottom, whatever you want to call it right now, and then I moved on to the other 2, and then I let it dry, and I finished the 4th bottle cap once everything was dry, and it actually went a lot quicker than I thought it would. So to decorate your fidget spinner, you definitely do not need to use glitter. Glitter is just nice because it kind of gets in all the cracks and everything with the pennies and stuff like that. But get creative, you guys. You can use paint, you can use paper, you can use that sort of foam adhesive. Alright, so once you let it dry, here we have our final product, and I'm super thrilled with how this looks. Very shiny, and I love all the colors together like that. So this is really easy to put on your ring, you guys. Actually, all I used was just a teeny tiny bead to put on so it doesn't fly off. As you can see, if I spin it, it flies off. So what we're going to need is we're going to need something to keep it on. So I just ended up using a bead, so I just do a little dot of glue. And then I'm just sticking my bead on. So obviously this bead is not too big, not too small. So it's big enough that the fidget spinner won't fly off, but small enough that it doesn't completely take over the whole ring. So that is my final product. What do you guys think? Well, that's it for this video today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching how to make a fidget spinner ring. And please make sure that you comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe, because we're working towards 100,000. Thanks, everyone.